It's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Dairoku, just continuing in Akuro's route where we left off, which I forgot. It's been a couple days, because my friend came over, and then I had other stuff I had to do, and so I haven't recorded in a couple days, so I don't remember what was going on. Anyway, I teleported to the front of the castle with Akuro, the Hitotsume Kozo, and the Karakasa. See, I don't remember any of that. Okay, what's the situation? Wow, that's awesome! But how is it different from my Denden Maru?
According to this catalog, the latest tablet allows you to draw or write on it directly with the use of a digital pen.
I don't get it. So you're going to waste your tablet by doodling right on it? No, I think you can do something similar on this device. See if you trace it with your finger like this. What? What the? Hey, is that okay? That's a weird line on your thingy.
Fear not. It isn't etched upon the device itself. A canvas is sealed within this tablet, and the lines drawn across that.
I like how he explains it. It's like,
there's magic sealed underneath.
Man, wait till we give him an etch-a-sketch. Like, before you get there, you know how to draw up with pen and paper and my crayons and paper and stuff. Okay, here's an etch-a-sketch. Now, here's a phone. Just don't shake it. Look. Yeah, it's difficult to do detailed work with just your finger, so I have a special pen that lets me do a lot more with it. Coco is definitely fucking like the art fox. Totally. I see it.
Akako's excited to have this tablet because he wants to design an outfit that would suit me. What plans do you have for it? What plans do you have for it?
He's talking to somebody else. I don't know. I don't have any plans for it. I just want it. I do as well. I imagine I could read a great deal of manga on it. You'll make playing our monster games even more fun. Boss is gonna love it. Hey, Shuten, Ibaraki, we saw it first.
Weren't you playing a board game with Hajun?
Nah, he called us weak, then called up Nurarihyon? Hyon? Nurarihyon? Well, whoever that is, or whatever it is, to go with him doing izakaya. So I did jump to conclusions. This was no attack. They were just having fun and passing around a catalog of the latest tablets. I don't think they should be letting their guard down so much, but I do trust that Makatsui is generally a peaceful place, so generally, anyway. Oh. The Hitotsume Kozo and the Karakasa immediately joined Shiratsuki's circle, but Akuro just stood beside me, staring at the others intently. What the fuck happened in the last part? Didn't they come to a... Oh, right! We were talking to Akuro, and they're like, you have to come and see this! And they were like, what? Shiratsuki wouldn't attack? And I'm like, no, it's probably like a fucking new toy or some shit, right? He got a fucking scooter! Or something, like, you know. And he brought a catalog, and it was like, oh my god, you have to come see this! You won't believe what they brought! Acting like... Yeah, okay. Alright, I remember now. Okay. I'm sure you're curious too, Akuro. Let's just call it a day so you can join them. It's okay. We still have to talk about the event. Okay, then I've made up my mind. I plan on sending Hajun to the real world to find toys that the people of Makatsui will find irresistible. Are you certain? Yes, I understand fully that Makatsui will be fine. I know you said I shouldn't trust people so easily, but it's quite difficult for me to doubt you, Akuro. Spacey. Don't worry about that. I only meant it as a little warning. Warning? I wonder what that means. We're like, I know you said not to trust people, but I can't not trust you, bro. And he's like, Spacey, that means so much to me. I'm probably going to stab you later. I don't know. You never know. He hates humans and he wants to kill us all. So I'm just saying, there's something else going on here. I like how, for the most part, like, Shiratsuki's, like, kind of friendly, even though he's hiding behind this friendly, flirty kind of demeanor, whatever. But deep down inside, he's like, I don't trust people. And then he's like, well, except for you. Okay. I mean, if the game wasn't, like, short and sweet, you know what I mean? It wasn't just, like, slice of life, kind of just funsy, easy pass the time game. They could have gone way deeper with the story and done a lot. You know what I mean? They gave you at least a good basis where you can, like, imagine the lore in your head yourself, you know? But, like, if it was a deeper game instead of, like, yeah, it's just kind of surface level, if you think about it, they gave, like, Shiratsuki kind of trauma that they could have dealt with, you know? They gave, like, Hira is basically the same way, almost like, I used to like watching humans, but then they all died on me! You know? And he's the only one that's been like, ugh, to you. Everyone else is like, I hate humans, I don't trust humans, but like, hey, what up, peeps? And they're very diplomatic, if you think about it, because, like, they kind of have to be, I guess. But instead of being like, no, fuck humans, like, Shu's the only one that's like that, but she's probably like, no, I like humans, totally. Somebody has to be like, fuck you. Because everybody else is, like, really nice, despite the fact that they don't trust humans, they've been hurt by humans, they hate humans, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's weird. But again, it's so surface level that you're like, they could have done so much more with it. But I'm not complaining, because I like the fact that it's kind of light and fluffy and borderline pointless, if you think about it. Like, it's fun. There's a lot of typos and shit, though. Like, there's some awkward... Okay... Anyway, my capture card just was like, black screen, fuck you. So, okay. Anyway, I was just saying that Tim was drunk when he did his translations, and my whole point in my little rant there wasn't really a rant, was just my little side note, was they have little, like, the lore underlying that, like, if they wanted to go deeper and make it, like, a deeper, longer, more involved game, they very well could have. You know, but they were like, we got this, and it's just light and fluffy, and we're just gonna leave it. It's like a rough sketch, but not, like, in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, you do, like, a rough draft, and you're like, here's the kind of idea. And you're like, that's good. It's good, it's light and it's fluffy. You don't get too deep into the lore and the backstories and, like, whatever, but just enough that, like, okay, they're kind of rounded characters, although they all have, like, human trauma, but, like, whatevs, you know? Anyway, you know... I don't really know what my point was. I like it. I like the fact that instead of just being like, hi, what's up? We're best friends. Okay, now we're lovers. Okay, great. They have, like, a little bit of, like, underlying angst, and we kind of poke at it a little bit, but not really. So it's like, okay, cool. And they could very well take this and, like, made it a deeper, more involved game, like some of them that have a ton of plot to it. But, like, it's fine the way it is. Like, I like that it's a fluffy game, but you can just imagine the lore yourself. You know what I mean? Anyway, I wonder what that means. You're a good person, which gives me all the more reason to believe an Ayakashi will trick you. Thank you. I'll keep my guard up. She's like, thanks? Okay, well, I'll see you around. With that, Akuro headed over to where the others were gathered around Shiratsuki's tablet. Oh, come to think of it, I was planning to take my time in enjoying the completo that Akuro gave me. All the commotion was so distracting that I had absent-mindedly finished without savoring them. She was, like, stressed, thinking that, like, Shiratsuki was... Chapter 4, report. Anyway, that she's, like, just pounding the candy. Girl. When I got back to the office, I reworked the event proposal before going to the chief's office. So rather than throwing an event, you want to keep Makatsui stable by giving them toys. Interesting plan. Are you sure about this? I thought we were set already. Yes, if the effect is the same, I thought it best to do something they would prefer. I can get behind that. Besides, no matter what I say, Hajun won't change his mind. I would have had to grant approval sooner or later. This is a good idea. Thank you. I appreciate all the advice you've given me about the event, and I'm sorry this is what we arrived at. Hey, you've been working hard on this. If it's okay with you, it's okay with me. No worries. But Kikutsune and Amatsuna already agreed to participate, so we're gonna have to figure out how to follow up with them. Follow up? Yep. Even though they have a reason, the Oni being able to access the real world drives the other Ayakashi crazy with jealousy. But if we could still throw an event, they'd be okay. Your job is still to make sure all the Ayakashi are entertained. My job is to make sure the Ayakashi are entertained. For the event or just always? Because, like, okay, I guess. Maybe we could get requests from those Ayakashi and have the Oni bring back souvenirs. That'd mean more work for you, though. Is that okay? Not a problem. I also heard when Oni go to the real world, they have to retrieve vessels so they can potentially become Tsukumogami. Oh, that can potentially become Tsukumogami. Is that right? Oh, about that. There's nothing that needs to be taken into Sakuratani in a hurry right now. Just focus on the shopping for the time being. Understood. Oh, Tokitsugu told me... I heard you got sick the other day. How are you feeling? I'm totally fine now. I think my body finally got used to Sakuratani. Good. You should be able to handle it then. I have a feeling you're going to come back with quite a haul, so maybe Tadashi can go with you. Is that enough extra hands? Yeah, I'd feel great if Yakumo came. I'm glad I could get this approved. I was worried about the last-minute change, but luckily it was flex. I need to tell Hassel that I got approval. I also need someone to decide who's going to accompany Hajun. I just remembered a story that I heard at the party. You know, it'd be amazing if they go... Like, Hajun looks exactly like a human. He looks totally fine, right? But, like, I want to know if we take Akuro, which I would just assume we do. Does he have, like, a... Does he, like, non-Oni form? Does he just do his horns disappear? Does he look like... What does he look like? Does he just walk out normal and nobody... Like, nah, nobody can tell. And you're like, but he still looks the same. Do they change his sprite? I'm curious. I'm sure it would be like they don't bother changing his sprite. And they'd be like, he's just going to be like, oh, yeah, nobody can tell. Nobody sees my horns because they're magical. Or there's a glamour or some shit. And you're like, no, that sucks. I wanted a separate sprite. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyway.
I wonder why Akuro always gives his spot away. There must be something that he'd want to buy for himself out there.
He's been that way for as long as I can remember. I don't think Akuro's ever gone to the real world of his own volition, because he hates humans and he'd want to kill us. It has something to do with that, man. One time, I went, and someone was mean to me. They told me I was too tall. And I just hate people now. Aw. I won't get my hopes up. I had to tell myself that, or else I'd just get excited by the idea that Akuro might join us. Well then, can you bring me another request and head to the real world? I'll try to get it approved ASAP. Sure thing, thank you! And so, although some things had changed, the preparations for the event I'd been so focused on were finally complete. Ominous information. The next day, the Seimei squad had a very unusual visitor.
Tadashi, Spacey, you guys have a minute.
For some reason, Seimei seemed to be a little more serious than usual. I felt nervous. Next to him was his younger brother, Tokitaka, whom I met the other day. It's rare to see you in Sakuratani, Tokitaka. Is something going on? What was... Oh god, I don't like it when it's Tokitsugu Seimei and then Tokitaka Seimei. I can't! I have to stop and be like, which one of them's talking? It's too similar. What was his voice like? I don't remember. Yeah, actually, there's talk that a suspect we're investigating isn't a ghost, but an Ayakashi. An Ayakashi could be a culprit? So many things were happening, and the tension had become solidified. I wanted to get your professional opinion on the Ayakashi. I know this is out of the blue, but do you mind helping me with this?
Of course. How could we refuse? My squad's full of nice people, and I'm the nicest.
I fucking love it. Tokitsugu, we don't need the jokes right now. Yakumo! Get him some burn ointment, Jesus! Sorry, he's always like this with me. Okay, let's get to it. Tokitaka uncapped his marker and began writing on the whiteboard. He brought his own fucking whiteboard marker. Nerd. It all started with a bizarre murder in Tokyo. That's how my division got involved. A murder? Your division? He like 12. It's like such a baby. That's not a word you hear in Sakuratani, and I couldn't help but feel worried. Yep, murder. Usually the police handle stuff like that, but this scene was just bizarre. Based on how they suspect the murder was executed, they deemed it a non-human case and put the special agency in Division 1 in charge. Like, we're like the 6th. Like, we're Division 6, but I don't know, Division 1 just sounds so much more impressive.
You're like, oh, we're Division 6.
It's just different, but it just sounds like Division 1. And you were like, if you were in Division 2, you'd be like, almost made it into top ranks. Like, you know, 1 just always sounds like it's the best. The police always handled murder cases unless the circumstances seemed abnormal. Then the cases get sent to his division. They have the power to kill through grudges. They're mobile, and they're not killing randomly, or so it seems. There's only been one victim. How do you know they're not killing randomly if there's only been one victim? You know what I mean? Like, you can't make a pattern with one. But if they have the ability to kill, this needs to be dealt with. Judging from the other crime scene, they left no traces behind. Tokitaka briefly explained the ghost to us. There are many types, but they share Raimon in common. It's a spirit crest that's not unlike human fingerprints. Oh, okay. Raimon. Other than ghosts bound to specific areas, they usually leave traces wherever they go.
This is either the work of a ghost who had its Raimon changed, or it's an Ayakashi.
Tokitaka nodded in response. Yeah, and this is violent for a ghost. Without a read on the Raimon, we're lost. If it's related to Ayakashi, it's a 6th case.
There's no way we wouldn't know about a powerful Ayakashi roaming around. That must have always been the case.
I thought that, but you can't say that with absolute certainty, can you? It looked like a human, no wings, and it had a cloth over its head. We couldn't tell if it had horns or not. So you saw it?
Okay, so instead of giving us that useless description, you could have just said you had no leads.
It looked like a human, but we couldn't really tell. It basically was like a dude in a sheet. Okay. So a ghost, then. Did it have eye holes? Because then it's a ghost. You joke around too much, but you're right. You're just gonna take that?
In his defense, I'm sure this isn't the data that Tokitaka collected. He's back up for another squad on the case. A squad from Division 1. I'm sure my brother could have handled a stray Ayakashi.
Aw, are you being nice to your little bro? That's sweet. He's slower than you, FYI. Yeah, much different from my group, so it's... I wanted to help out. Do we trust you? I don't know. It's not like... I can't even narrow it down to a single type of... Our information's limited. Yakumo crossed his arms and fell silent. It's different Ayakashi, and even though they think it's an Ayakashi, I'm unsure that it actually is. But seeing how serious Tokitaka was, I really want to help and do my best to think of something. So they looked human, right? Can you narrow it down if you consider they had the ability, the power to kill someone? I looked over expectantly. Seimi, who had been quiet as Yakumo, suddenly broke into a smile.
They didn't do it by manipulation or mind control. They did it by force. And knowing that, a few guesses stand out more than others.
Tengu... Yamamba? Huh. Yamamba. There's no other... Yeah, I guess it's... Tengu, Yamamba? I guess that's how you say it. Aki? They don't have wings, do they? Dictionary. Aki. Refers to Oni that harm humans. Okay, so... There's Oni, and then it's... Oh, you're Aki now! That explains a lot with certain characters named Aki, even though it's Aki, you know, longer K sound, but still, different. Same thing! Same thing! I'm just saying.
Wings, huh? Well, sometimes those can be hidden. Other report says they could be male.
Right, so then it wouldn't be a Yamamba. Yamamba? Yeah, okay, I guess. Then maybe a Tengu or an Aki. Oh. Our last name is Akitsu. Could be us. I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing links because words are similar. It's got an S in it. It's us. No, I'm just kidding. We're related to Seimi because we're Seimi and Spacey and... I'm just kidding. Look, Tony, I don't know. Anyway.
My vote's on an Aki.
Mine too. I don't know much about Aki, but do they have the capacity to do such horrifying things? Despite being another kind of Oni, they're so different from Akuro. But they both start with AK. I'm kidding, okay, whatever. Now I'm just going off the deep end with it. I managed to keep my composure in front of Tokitaka, feeling thankful there were no photos. Just seeing it in writing was sickening enough that I felt a chill. You're like, oh, it's an Ayakashi and she's upset. Like, even if it wasn't Oni, it's not Akuro specifically. Like, don't get that upset about it.
I see. So if it wasn't Aki, the Sixth should also help to apprehend them. You can count on us to help wherever you need it. Wherever you need to.
Whenever you need to. You can count on us to help whenever you need to. This doesn't make any sense, but anyway.
I'll let Chief Tokiwa know, so don't be shy.
You can help on us to help whenever you need us to, I'm assuming? Okay.
Thanks, brother. And for someone who barely had any hints, the answer came to you easily. Well, I'm an Ayakashi professional after all. Your squad leader seems stumped too, so I thought I'd flex a little bit.
I had a feeling that was happening. Yakumo, Spacey, thank you. I'll let you know if anything progresses.
Got it. Please be careful, Tokitaka. If it runs into a civilian, well, that's one thing. But if it's Tokitaka, we know who's gonna win.
Speak for yourself. I couldn't go toe-to-toe with an Aki. But it would be better if I could really find them. Tokitaka sighed as he muttered to himself. He then left the office with Seimi so he could explain the situation to Chief Tokiwa. Well, you know it's got to be an Aki, right? Because it's a type of Oni that hates humans or attacks humans or whatever, and like we're in Akuro's route and he's an Oni, so it just makes sense. That was some story. We might both be in the special agency, but Division 1 deals with some crazy stuff. Yeah, it's not just quarrels between Ayakashi. I hope we can find the culprit quickly. As we chatted, I erased the whiteboard with the details about the suspect written on it. As I erased, the only text left was what Seimi added. Possible Aki. Aki, huh? I've got a few days off, so I'll make sure to do some research. On my days off, I also do work-related I'm kidding. Midnight shift. It was midnight in the real world, and my shift was over for the day. Have a good one. Yeah, you too. Seimi said he had to do some research, so Yakumo and I left him at the office when... Squad leader Kato. Oh, are you guys done for the day? The leader of the Kato squad came running up to us. Yes, is everything okay? I'm so sorry, but could I have one of you do some overtime? One of my guys got sick, another one already left to the real world for the day off, and I need someone on patrol. Oh, we're Seimi squad, Kato squad. Okay, that's okay, never mind. Oh no, that's not good. I can do it. Hey, you're working the first shift tomorrow, aren't you, Yakumo? I can do it. Yeah, 3 p.m. to midnight isn't good. Are you sure, Spacey? Yeah, I have 2 days off starting tomorrow. I'll catch up on rest then. That okay with you, Yakumo? Yeah, thanks for looking out. The overnight shift would have been hard on me, so I do appreciate the favor. Hey, don't worry about it. We're a team. Kato, I look forward to working with you today. Right back at ya. Could you handle the rounds then? I can take care of the admin stuff. Yeah, understood.
I see. I thought it was odd that you'd still be out here, but now I understand why. That's truly noble of you. Would you like some tea at Takamonomiya?
Takamonomiya. It's been a while since I've had to say Takamonomiya. Takamonomiya. Oh, I appreciate the offer, but I'm not too tired, so it's okay.
What a workaholic. My word. I suppose that's the life of an Ayakashimori.
Indeed, a good work out there. Thanks, boys. Pats them on heads, pets tails. And he scratches them behind the ear a little bit. The little fox boys! They like it. Shut up. Are you okay, though? You were looking pretty pale the other day. My body wasn't used to Sakuratani yet. I'm doing okay now. Hira, Hira? You haven't moved once since I got here. He actually hasn't moved all day. If Hira had an ounce of your motivation, my life would be much easier. My condolences. Shinotsuki and Koko cheered me on in Kikutsune, and I listened to Takao vent in Amatsuna. I continued my patrol, and time soldiered on. And then I ran into my boyfriend. By the time I reached Makatsui, it was already 6 a.m. Makatsui's so quiet. How surprising. The Ayakashi go to sleep when the sun rises in the real world. I suppose it must now be midnight in Sakuratani. Since it's always nighttime in Sakuratani, it's hard to tell exactly what time it is. That could be kind of it's always dark. I mean, That's gotta mess with you after a while. Like, why is it always dark here? I don't know. I could sense how late it was by the lack of Ayakashi walking about. I'll just go all the way to Azuchi Castle. Maybe Hajun's still awake playing games or something. Is it? This doesn't look like Akuro's shadow. Who is that? Is it? Anyway, someone's asking us, what are you doing out at this hour? Huh? Is it? What? It really was it didn't look... Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. Because, like... And then the little poof was his hair over... It's for some reason... It just didn't... Can you rewind? I want to rewind to this one, yeah. Like, normally you recognize their shadows, but, like... I guess it is. It's just because you can't see the horns, you just see a head. And it's like, that's his hair over shoulder. Okay. It just, I was like, you'd think it'd be Akuro because we're in his route, but like, I didn't recognize the shadow. So anyway, what are you doing out at this hour? Huh? I was startled by the sudden voice. Contrary to my first thought, the night owl Ayakashi was Akuro, not Hajun. I could ask you the same thing, Akuro. What are you up to so late? He Akuro squinted his eyes when I asked, dodging the question with a faint smile. I couldn't sleep. I just decided to take a stroll. Oh, that sounds suspicious. Just kidding. Akuro smiled as if he seemed up to something. My heart skipped a beat. I won't forgive them. I'll destroy all humans. I apologize. I must have been having a dream. I'm sorry. I guess I'm still in a daze. Forgive me. I should return to Azuchi Castle. I wonder if he had another nightmare like before. Are you okay? May I walk with you? May I walk with you? May I walk with you? Akuro, may I walk with you? What? I'm helping another squad on patrol, and Makatsui is my last sector. Of course, I can leave you alone if you'd like. No, that's all right. Let's walk together. Okay. Can I walk with you? Sure, we should walk together. Okay. It's just weird. I mean, like, good. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You have nothing else to say, but it's more like he suggested it than we asked. We're walking silently. All the pretty places. We walked all over Makatsui in silence. You sure are quiet today. I was quietly staring at fireflies in the garden and panicked a little when he addressed me. I didn't want to say something I shouldn't. I also felt like Akuro wanted me to remain quiet, so I did. Now we're in that place me to the ground. Oh! Was all it? It was strange. I'd asked to with him the entire time we walked. So busy, right? I didn't want to disturb. Man, why am I making up excuses? She could just be like, I'm sorry, I just figured, maybe you didn't want me to talk. I wanted to shake my head, but I couldn't take it back now. I also didn't force you into any small talk. I just felt comfortable like this, I guess. This was actually true. I was afraid of facetious. What? I'm comfortable walking with you as well. So much so that I strike up. Oh. Just that my time shit come to an end. A showing of thanks. It's about time for you to go back, isn't it? Come to think of it, why are you on your rounds so late? Oh, yeah, I never told him. I realized Akuro and I literally hadn't said a word this entire time. Akuro looked like he had softened up a little, though, and that made me happy. I was filling in for someone who called in sick. I see. Working hard. Thanks to that, I could get my mind off of things. I have a tendency to overthink when I'm alone. I want to thank you. Akuro removed a small ornament from the obi of his kimono and handed it over to me. Aw, it's a kitty cat charm! Of course it's a fucking kitty cat charm. because it's Akuro. Why am I surprised? I was like, it's a kid. Right, I forgot the cat figures. This is so cute. I never noticed it before, but it was a little cat charm with its tail curled. It seemed very old, and the aged brown color of the Japanese boxwood gave off such an elegant aura. Mine has its mouth open, and the one I gave you has its mouth closed, and they're opposites. Oh, like one of those Komainu? The lion dogs. Are those like the lion dogs that are outside of like libraries? Or the lion dog thing. Oh no, they weren't really lions. Those like the lion dog things in Ghostbusters. They weren't really lions though, were they? They were like gargoyle dog things. Oh. I swear, lion dog. Because I'm thinking, there was an episode of something or a movie. What was it? There was something. Was it Sesame Street? But it was like they were Chinese, I think. Like, did they go to China or something? And they went to a museum, and then they were like the lion dog puppet kind of things. And like, I just what am I thinking of? What? They were like puppets though, but it was like Muppets. It was like the Muppets or the Sesame Street or some shit. And I just remember it was a little creepy as a kid. But also the little yup puppets, the little aliens, yup. Those things scared the fuck out of me too when I was a kid. I don't know. Anyway. They don't now. Now I think they're cute, but like they'd come down, and they were like little alien things. And I don't know, they scared me when I was a child. And like now I'm like, why? They're like the cutest fucking little blob things. They're adorable, but like as a kid, no, didn't like them. I don't know. And like I just remember this, and I remember they were like orange and yellow mostly, like, but they were like lion dog things, but they were like guarding. They were like on either side of a staircase, and they came to life or something. So that's why that popped up, and now I have this weird thing in my head, and I'm like, where did this come from? What kind of fucking movie was this in? Because it's not a Muppet movie. It had to have been like a Sesame Street thing. But like, when did this happen? And I can visualize some of the shit in my... Yeah, because they went to a museum. Yes, it was Sesame Street, because all the statues that are like broken and stuff, and like Oscar the Grouch was like singing about them, because they're basically like... Because they were broken and stuff like that, and like, because, you know, he's a trash monster, and like... And it was like a weird song that was kind of like depressing. It just felt that way. Like I remember, and I don't remember the song, but I just remember now being like, I think as a kid, it was just like, I didn't like it. Like it just felt sad or something. Like, and I don't know. What episode of Sesame Street was this where they went to like fucking museums or like, it must have been like a museum and it was like different like exhibits or something. Am I just having a stroke? Where did this come from? Anyway, but that's now all of a sudden that just hit me in the face, and I'm remembering all this shit from like some fucking Sesame Street movie or something, and I don't know if it's real or it's a weird fever dream that I had, but the details in my brain are a little bit too much for a fever dream is all I'm saying. So that's anyway. Are you sure about this? I don't know if I did anything to warrant a gift, although it is very nice. I felt guilty about accepting it. I looked between the cat ornament in my hands and Akuro's face several times. Hajun bought this ornament in the real world a decade ago, thinking it was a Tsukumogami. What? 10 years ago? And it had already been over a century old by then. It could have become one at any time. I guess that's how much of a slowpoke it is. It's been emitting magical powers recently, so it may turn into a Tsukumogami sometime very soon. That's amazing, but just more of a reason I don't deserve it. I want you to have it. So you're pawning off your responsibility on me? If you break something about to turn into a Tsukumogami, you'll be cursed. And don't do that. What? Up until now, I had only been feeling guilty about accepting something I didn't deserve, but now I was afraid of accepting it. I mean, seriously? That's a lot of pressure. Instantly drops it and breaks it. Fuck! But despite my hesitation, Akuro smiled gently and continued. It's quite fun to watch something transform. I want you to experience that, but I suppose it can be pretty dangerous as well. So you gave me something that could potentially curse me and is also potentially dangerous? Do you hate me, Akuro? What the fuck? But if he gives me this look, I didn't want to get cursed, but seeing Akuro's smile made it difficult to refuse his gift. I don't know. Is this a gift with quotations around it? Thank you. I'm going to take good care of this, just as much as you have. That would make me very happy. Hey, you know how this is a cat? When it becomes a Tsukumogami, does it turn into a real cat? I have no idea. That would be fun now, wouldn't it? Akuro laughed, showing no trace of the dark expression he wore before I wanted to turn into an actual cat. Like just a teeny tiny itty bitty pocket cat. I hope Akuro can always manage to smile like this, and then we could be like, he turned into a Tsukumogami and I want to give it back to you, so now you have a real cat to carry around, just this teeny tiny little pocket kitty. For that to happen, he needs to get rid of all the bad dreams he's been having. Is there anything that I can do? I gripped the small ornament in my hand as those thoughts raced through my mind. Don't grip it too hard, you're going to break it. Curse yourself. I hope it turns into a Tsukumogami like the next day and she's like, seriously, you've been waiting 10 years and now you do it? Delivery! The next day, I was taking a stroll through Makatsui when Shuten saw me and came running over. How is it the next day? I thought we had 2 days off. Maybe we were strolling on our day off. It just said taking a stroll, so. He handed me a paper bag. Huh? Sorry, Spacey. Can you give this to Akuro? Shiratsuki gave this to me to give to him. This is something he requested back in Kikutsune. I got stuck with this errand, but I know I'm going to lose it. Azuchi Castle was so close by that I couldn't see any reason he'd lose it, but... Shuten seemed to be hiding something. He glanced over at Ibaragi. You're busy playing a game, aren't you? Crap! You caught me! I'll take this to Azuchi Castle. Is this sake again? It's a book called Phones for Dummies. Akuro's always asking Shiratsuki if he can borrow it. I see. Phones for Dummies. Oh, you're so cute. He loves kitty cats and he doesn't know how to use his phone. He's so old. He speaks to my old people soul. Me would be like crazy. Look at all my little birds and I don't know how to work my goddamn phone. Oh, I get it. If it's about phones, he could have asked me. I could have taught him myself. He doesn't want to show you that he doesn't know how to use a phone. He's trying to be all manly or some shit. Like, stop it. I recalled how fun it was to learn how to use them. It might be a good idea for Akuro to use this as a reference. Hey, Shuten, hurry up. Alright, thanks then. Okay, Shuten, Ibaragi, I'm sure your game battle will be a lot of fun, but try not to break anything, okay? You could tell that put them in a good mood because he jumped and waved at me. I hope Shiratsuki won't tell Akuro that what they asked about. Excuse me! I passed through the gate and approached the entrance, but no one came out. This is an interesting, different background. How strange. Someone's always here. Excuse me! I called out as I stepped inside. That voice. I heard a familiar voice and noticed a Zashiki Warashi and a snow kid running over. Hey, you two, where's Akuro?
Oh, he's here! You should go look.
And they ran off. What did they do to him while he was sleeping? Please tell me he's got a ton of bows in his hair. I feel like I'm walking into a prank. I knew it. I regret not grabbing those two and scolding them. Akuro... Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm a mess. He was holding a mirror and a comb, looking very troubled. Wow, they got you good. Yes. His hair was usually so neat, but it was now tangled into messy braids. I just really want to see CG. He's got like a little fuck ton of like little braids all over with all these crazy bows in it. I dozed off in the parlor and woke up to this. I've had that experience before. In my case, they were ribbons. Let me help. I'll get the ones in the back. I kneel behind Akuro to begin untangling the mess. Oh, we get to pet his head. We get to play with his pretty hair. His hair is so fucking long. I'm sorry. Isn't it your day off? Do you need anything? Oh, I was just taking a stroll. I bumped into Shuten and he asked me for a favor. Shuten asked you to run another errand for him. I'll talk to him later. It's fine. I don't mind doing it. Are you sure? Yes, Shuten said this was a book that you were interested in and he was afraid that he was going to lose it. You know how much he likes playing games against the others in Makatsui. He must have realized the temptation would overtake him before he got to you, so when he spotted me, he asked me to take over. He knew I'd bring it right to you. Considering all of that, I was happy to accept the task and help out. Plus, I get to see you again, and now I get to play with your beautiful fucking hair. They may have been taking advantage, but I was happy to know that they trusted me. I see. Plus, again, we get to play with this man's hair. Stop. Don't scold them, okay? Okay, that spot. Oh, I'm sorry, did it hurt? I let go at once, thinking I pulled his hair. No, it just tickled. Your touch is so gentle. You can be a little more rough. Oh, you like it when I pull your hair, do you? Oh, I get it. Oh, this is... okay. Oh, wow. No, of course I wouldn't. When I was pranked the other day, you really helped me out. Oh, I actually have something I can use. I reached into my bag and pulled out some hair oil I carried with me. Kinga gave this to me. It can make your hair really smooth. I'm gonna use some, okay? See? Smells good. You just put some here and... I put some oil in my hand and ran it through his hair. Oh. When I looked into the mirror in his hands, our gazes met. His eyes glimmered and I realized I looked very excited. He's like, I'm just gonna put this oil in your hair, and he's like... We're getting turned on by doing each other's hair. You know what? I'm not complaining. This is magical. Oh, I'm so sorry. As I was brushing her hair, it just started to look so pretty. Pretty. A man's hair. That's irrelevant. Beautiful hair is beautiful hair. Okay, this section here is back to normal. Yeah, a man's hair is beautiful. Yeah, usually you motherfuckers have the best eyelashes and hair. And yeah, we're the ones that primp and pretty ourselves for you. You know what? I'm gonna need to see you in fucking makeup and a pretty dress. Some heels on. You know? I mean, I've never said that I wasn't attracted to that, so... I let his hair down and moved to Akuro's side. Thank you. It looks normal again. Or rather, perhaps you made it better. Akuro chuckled and braided his hair back into how it was. You're right. The oil smooths it out and has a nice scent. Akuro brought his hair to his nose, breathing in the scent with his eyes closed. And now he's going to think of us anytime he smells that smell. Bingo! Snagged him. Let's get our little... Hi, you're on our reel now. He's so pretty. Akuro's luscious hair, his pale eyelashes, even the long dark horns. They all looked so gorgeous to me. Oh, God, she's already like... He's so beautiful. He really is, though. And this scent. I've smelled it before. Oh, really? I thought it was some kind of flower, but I don't know which. I've been curious. Akuro was still and quiet, seemingly retracing his memories. After a moment, he smiled and laughed. It's you. He ran his fingers through my hair and took in the scent again. What? See? It's the same scent. What? My face was getting hot. Well, sorry to bother you. Anyway, this is from Shiratsky. Oh. That's all I could say as I shoved the paper bag into Akuro's hands and left the room. Girl, stop! It's such a beautiful moment! Awkward nerd, you ruined it. Phew. I walked down the long hallway and exited the castle. My heart was pounding. I know Akuro didn't say it in a weird way. Am I acting weird? Or is it just a weird day? No, you're acting weird. I'm going home. I want to go home and drink some tea. I want to go home and drink a bottle of wine. I fanned myself as I took a brisk walk back over to Nakagumi. She's fanning herself because she's like, oh, it's getting hot in there. Oh, dear. I mean, you were brushing Akuro's beautiful hair, and then he was like, it smells like you. And you're like, ah! Good news! Chapter 5. Oh, we're in Chapter 5 already. After my 2 days off, I went to Makatsui to announce that the real world request. What the hell? Anyway, was approved. Ha 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 ha! Drink more! Sing! This garden was known as a tranquil place where the ephemeral lights of the fireflies glowed. Today, however, flutes and taiko drums and the voices of Oni could be heard in the air. I'm sorry to call you out. You've come to visit the castle, yes? No worries. I'm just here on my rounds. Oh, my back is so stiff. Hey! As I was talking to Akuro, Hajun called out to me. You come around a lot, Ayakashimori. You brought good news today, yeah? Yep, the request for you to go to the real world was approved, so I came to tell you. Starting tomorrow, you'll be allowed to go to the real world. When do you think you'll be Tomorrow, of course! Hajun declared it as if to inform all the Oni gathered around us. He raised his sake cup high into the air. This party's now one to wish me well on my journey! Yeah! And tonight, the one who drinks the most sake will join me. What? Woo! Ain't up there! That's messed up, boss! You took the person who drank the most last time! Oh, really? It's not our fault you're weak. I'm not! You guys are just alcoholics! Boss, Shuten remembers wrong. The last attendant was the person who could refrain from drinking. You're right. Back then I was lured in by the delicious smell and couldn't help but drink. So you're a lightweight who loves to drink. That must be inconvenient for you. I've often heard that said of Shuten. Whatever the reason may be, I cannot favor just one person. Show me you can exceed the limit, Shuten. Then you two will get the equal chance to go to a board game shop. Drink till you can't drink anymore, and if you are the one who drinks the most, we shall go play Settlers of Catan together. I have Star Trek Catan. That one's the best. The other one, like, I played Settlers of Catan, like I think just the basic one, and I know there's other ones. I can't remember, but I think I've played a couple different versions, but I have Star Trek Catan, because that's better. But, boss! I've got to do this! This is awesome! I'm getting pumped! Well, I ain't losing either. I'll pummel you all. Ibaragi's so pretty, and he looks so dainty, and he's going to be the one that, like, outdrinks everyone. What is this? I feel like I'm at some kind of festival. This is my first time joining an Oni party, and it was the liveliest party I'd ever been to. Everyone was having so much fun. 2 drinks in and they're all passed out, and then you have like 3 and you're like, so I won? Oh. Wow. How dare they make such a commotion without even thanking you? I apologize once more. Once they start partying, they all get like this. Seriously, I don't mind. I'm just happy they're this excited. And besides, I had a feeling Hajun would say he'd want to go tomorrow. Here. Huh? What's this? I found a few lists of board game shops in the Akihabara area, so I printed them out for you guys. I know now isn't the right time for it, but you can give it to Hajun later. Boss, Spacey brought an offering. It's an info on the board game shops. Shuten just pops up and steals it. Oh, Shuten, that is good news. A cunning move for someone so foolish. Is this your way out of the drinking contest? I knew from the start it'd be impossible. Bastards! Before I even finish one cup, you guys have already downed it like water. Oh, boss, look at this! The rare board game shops are circled, too. Shuten, 10 points! Boss, stop changing the rules of the game. I was looking up information about the Aki since Tokitaka was reviewing the incident from the Division 1 office. Aki, the name of the Oni who do humans harm. And the most famous among them were actually getting giddy before me. Shuten and Ibaragi. Shuten and Ibaragi are Aki? Is that what you're trying to tell me? As far as I know, both Shuten and Ibaragi are very kind Ayakashi. But according to the documents, they were both recorded as former Aki. Ah, okay. Of course, since they live here like this, I think I can consider them a little different from their days as infamous Aki. Okay, so then they probably got like, no, we arrest you and throw you in here, basically. But after seeing that horrible incident and knowing the culprit was an Aki, I couldn't help but feel weird about their past. Also, I kind of feel like they shouldn't be allowed to go to the real world if that was in their past. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you generally don't let people who are in certain... Oh, you're an alcoholic. Why don't you go work at a beer factory? You know what I mean? Like, you kind of keep people away from their vices, or if for some reason, like in their case, this is like prison for them, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty nice place. But, like, you would think, you used to hurt humans, and now you're here and everything's fine, but, like, maybe you shouldn't go to the human. Do we trust you? I guess that's wrong, because, like, they've probably been here for God knows how long, and they're like, I want to see when we were in the human realm and we were forced to live there and it sucked, and we like to punch people, but now it's like, well, we're happy now, so maybe we don't punch people. You know what I mean? I guess. People change. And whatever made you pissed off, now that you're away from it, going back for a day or two isn't going to be, a couple of hours isn't going to make you start killing people, but it is interesting. I can't believe Shuten and Ibaragi used to both be Aki. Spacey, are you okay? Oh! Akuro snapped me out of my trance. I'm sorry to startle you. Is something on your mind? Maybe he was one too, and we just didn't find it that far back, because he wasn't in the records! Oh, nothing. I mean, he did say I want to kill all humans, so... Huh. I couldn't think of what to say, and Akuro gave me a confused look. I guess it's weird to keep this a secret. It might be better to consult with Akuro and maybe clear up the strange emotion I felt in my heart. Aki, Chapter 5. I see. I had no idea this occurred. Yes, and I was looking things up on Aki. I just can't believe Shuten and Ibaragi used to be Aki too. The horned Oni, known to kill humans with their sharp claws, or a giant heavy club. You find them scary, don't you? Yes. In all of the legends, they always seem terrifying. Humans have always depicted them as their opposite. So much more savage and scary. Which is odd, because humans are pretty savage and scary, so, yeah. Shuten and Ibaragi have never been Aki while in Sakuratani. Wait, when you say in Sakuratani... Hearing him say that was a relief, but I didn't fully understand what he meant. The real world has referred to them as Aki. In the legends of old, the subjugators were the ones who recorded that history. Humans pass down history in this manner, calling things evil for the sake of convenience. Oh, well, I mean, okay, that's also true. They were evil and they attacked us because they were different, and it's easier to be like, they attacked me, she turned me into a newt. Well, I got better. You know what I mean? Did she turn you into a newt? No. You just wanted to hang a witch. Rude. You know what I'm just saying? Like, And we've seen plenty of cases in recent history. Probably yesterday. Probably today, if you looked in the news somewhere. Like, I'm just gonna lie because this person made me mad, so I'm gonna lie about shit, and they're gonna get in trouble for it. Because, like, whatever. Because people are dicks. So, okay, valid point. Point Akuro. I see. Many of the legends containing Oni end with them being driven away. The truth hidden behind that was sad. There was no other way to describe it. Akuro was silent as he stared at Shuten and Ibaragi, enjoying themselves. Shuten and Ibaragi were called Aki because they brought together a group of lost Oni. And the group they were with were eventually referred to as bandits and soon subjugated by the government, who claimed they were a threat. Aki who inflict harm do exist, yes, but depending on the people involved, that's not always true. Also, it's kind of like if you were in a fight, humans and Oni were in a fight and a battle, and then they'd be like, they're evil because you lost, or, I mean, of course you're going to say that. You know what I mean? Each side in any kind of battle, any kind of fight, thinks they are totally in the right and the other side is evil and awful. So, yeah, of course. And then the Oni get driven away, and then the humans are the ones who write all this history down, and then it's, they're evil! Well, we shouldn't relieve anything in history books. This is it. I don't know. A human wrote this. I'm going to call bullshit because humans suck. We do. We suck. So, I don't know if we should trust anything we say. We should not trust anything we say. Holy crap. Well, that's very confusing, but okay. I understand now. It isn't all as it seems. Shuten, Ibaragi, the Makatsui Oni, they all differ from the legends. The depictions of Oni in folklore were deliberately made out to be horrific and scary. Your explanation does make sense. Well, I'm sure there are some that are horrific and scary, but it's also the same thing, like humans being like, we were soft and delicate and they were all evil. I'm sure some of them are dicks, but also some humans are dicks, and you kind of left that out, so I'm sure there was some Oni that were pretty chill and nice, but you left that out. You know what I mean? They might have had horns and claws, but they weren't beings of pure evil who constantly sought destruction. I'm sure some of them were, because, there's always got to be that one, right? Horrific, huh? I guess you have a point. Oh, Akuro's cold gaze started to awaken the fear I was trying to forget. I went stiff. I couldn't get a read on him, and he repeated what I said. Akuro,
Hey, Spacey! Thanks to you, although I wasn't able to drink too much, I could go to the real world.
What? I jumped a bit when I felt him wrap his arm around my neck.
Hey! Thanks.
Look at his cheeks are all red and blushing. You scared me. I think you drank too much, Shuten. Oh shit, hold on a second. I totally forgot. Nope. Where the hell is my frickin'... I totally forgot I have a prescription that's supposed to come today. So I thought that's what my text was, but it's not, so that's weird. Anyway. You scared me. I think you drank too much, Shuten. Shuten drank a lot. He was trying to prove his worth, but I think the only thing he managed to do was the opposite. By the way, I'm the one who's drinking the most. I'll be the one going to the real world. Ibaragi, it's so rare to see you so heated. I don't think it's the right time to be talking so seriously anymore.
Shuten, get it together.
Here, have some water. Shuten was clinging to me, unable to stand. Akuro peeled him off and gave him some water.
Oh yeah, brother. Were you guys talking about Aki?
Yeah, you were, weren't you? Did you look us up? Oh, well, not you two necessarily, but I was looking things up on Aki and your names happened to be mentioned.
Spacey, as thanks for the information about the game shops, I'll tell you a secret. Want to beat Aki? Throw beans at him. Beans!
Beans? What? This... Oh, this isn't Setsuban. Spacey, he may be drunk, but he's right. It's why the Setsubun festivals of bean throwing even exist to this day.
Come on! I dare you! Throw it! I'll give you my edamame!
What?
This is a good time!
Oh, that's Ibaragi. This is a good time. Come on, have at us. He says that, but throw them at him. Don't throw them at him. Huh. I feel like don't is probably better. Yeah, okay. I was like, throwing them seems like a bad idea. Don't throw. I won't throw them.
What? Why not?
I don't want to drive either of you away or do anything that would hurt you. Besides, this is a custom to ward off evil. After all I've heard, even if it was in jest, I don't feel comfortable doing this. Good for us. Because that's a valid point. We chuck the beans at them, and then Akuro's like, the fuck? It's like, I don't like spiders. And they're like, look, here's a spider I found. Like, you don't like... Huh? What is it? They're laughing at us. Huh? The two suddenly started to crack up, which made me really angry. Hey, I'm being serious. Serious?
Oh, man. You're actually a nice person, are you?
Cut it out, you two. Bean toss. And see, once they get drunk, they get like this, and there's no way of stopping them. Is it just me, or is Akuro also laughing right now? Considering how grim Akuro was just a little while ago, I felt relieved to see him smile. Apologies, Spacey, but it's really true.
Beans do work on Oni.
I don't trust you.
Oh no! I lost Spacey's trust! Sorry, brother. You handle the rest.
Akuro's laughing again. It seemed like he was trying very hard to hold it in, but he couldn't. But before I knew it, Akuro let go and started laughing right in front of me. How adorable.
Well, I guess the edamame won't work. But if you use Setsubun beans and have an Onmyoji cast a spell on them, that'll do.
Wait, so that's really true? I didn't know that.
Look at that! She believes him so easily!
Shuten?
Good one. Make sure you throw the beans with power.
I can't tell if they're playing with me or if they're looking out for me. Maybe it was the latter. These two are jokesters, but I know they're kind.
As a practitioner, I do believe it's something worth trying out.
Okay, I'll prepare some soybeans the next time I go to the real world.
And as you're surprising the Oni with beans, take the opportunity to cast an apprehension spell on them. Avoid any unnecessary fighting.
Tokitaka, when we go, we're just chucking beans. Like, the fuck is that? Was a can of Bush's baked beans? That doesn't work? No? Fuck.
I was worried considering Hajun's personality, but if you have beans, you should be okay.
What? Oh, thanks. I'm glad you were able to give me such good advice. I'll be careful in the real world. I wish you were coming, Akuro. I'd feel even more comfortable. Shock. Oh. I spoke it aloud unknowingly. I thought Akuro would be the first person to have their... Oh, I thought Akuro would be the perfect person to have there in case Hajun got unruly, and the words slipped out before I realized it. Akuro looked so content a moment ago, but something in his expression clouded. I'm so dumb. Same and the others did mention to me before that Akuro didn't want to be in the real world. Oh, well, we still don't know what if an Aki is the culprit, so it might have been pointless.
Right.
And Akuro awkwardly smiled as if trying to follow along. That made it even more sad.
Hey, Shuten Ibaragi, boss is calling for you. You guys sure seem confident. Have you given up on going to the real world? Of course not, boss. Oh, hey, what the hell, Ibaragi? If you're going back, take me with you. You can't even walk properly. Sleep it off. I will cling onto you and never let go.
This sure seems to be a tough situation. Will you be going to Hajun's, Akuro?
I'm sure it'll be noisy. And you're going back to work, right? Sorry to keep you.
It's fine. Thank you for everything. I'll come by with Yakumo tomorrow to pick up Hajun and his +1. I forced myself to be bright as I left the Oni. Bouncy ball, bouncy ball, bouncy ball. Where are we going next? Well, we're stopping because we're overtime because I had to... my thing. Real world incident. Oh, that's going to be fun. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.